Greetings, everybody, from an overcast Hobart-Detter Field in Hutchinson, Kansas. It's time for Hutchinson Community College Baseball on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. This afternoon, a single game as the 19-13 Blue Dragons get set to take on the 10-14 Redlands Cougars from El Reno, Oklahoma. Hi again, everybody. Steve Carpenter with you. Dragons coming off a 3-1 conference weekend at Garden City. They won the first two games here at Hobart-Detter Field last Thursday. One in dramatic fashion, a Zane Schmidt walk-off home run, which he tied a school record with his third home run of the game, drove in RBIs 5 and 6. Those represented the tie for the fifth most RBIs. And on Sunday in Garden City, a doubleheader that was pushed back 24 hours because of snow in Garden City on Saturday. The Blue Dragons dropped the first game at Garden City 4-2, in which they had a 2-0 lead late, and then held on for a 9-8 victory as sophomore right-hander Matt Hopkins threw 3 innings with nails, shutting down the Busters for that 9-8 win. So the Blue Dragons come in to this game again 19-13 overall, looking for their 20th win in Ryan Schmidt's 7th season, and he's had at least 20 in every one of those seasons. As Ryan Schmidt now the third winningest coach in Blue Dragon history, behind only John Berge, who's number 1, and Kyle Crooks, who's number 2. This game's an add-on. These two teams were supposed to do battle in February, a doubleheader here at Hobart-Detter Field, and a single game a little bit later in El Reno. But, of course, everybody knows the snow and all the winter issues that this baseball team, in fact, everybody's baseball teams has gone through. So they look for an open date, came up with this one, and it's kind of a big game for Hutchinson in terms of this week. There are no conference games that the Blue Dragons are on their bye week, but Hutchinson will play the Sterling College JV tomorrow and Thursday in a pair of 7-inning doubleheaders right here at Hobart-Detter Field. In order to kind of keep everybody fresh with a little better competition, Ryan Schmidt put this game together, and out of the graciousness of Kyle Kaler's heart, the Redlands head coach, they put this game together, and we'll have a single 9-inning game this afternoon. The starters, a pair of right-handers. It will be Dawson Linder for the Blue Dragons, 1-0 with a 4.09 ERA. He'll be opposed by Chase Lorg, who is 0-3 with an 11.49 earned run average. We'll have more pregame after this break. This is Blue Dragon Baseball. Welcome back to Hobart-Detter Field. It is an overcast day. Once again, Merrill Teller swings and misses at the forecast. This is supposed to be a nice sunny day and rather warm. Instead, it is overcast, and I'll get the temperature here momentarily. A lot warmer than it was this morning when I took my daughter to school. It was 37 then. And the good thing is that wind not desperately strong. It's blowing out to left field out of the northeast, roughly at about 10 miles per hour. Temperature 48 degrees as we near first pitch. The managers having their meeting with the umpires this afternoon. Let's get you the starting lineups. First for the Redlands Cougars, coming in with a record of 10-14 for sixth-year coach Kyle Kaler. Leading off will be the shortstop Matt Kennedy. He'll be followed in the second hole by second baseman Blake McQuain. Joshua Detweiler bats third and plays center field. He was with the team last year. Batting cleanup will be the designated hitter Ryan Allen. Casey Cooper bats fifth and plays right field. Batting sixth and at first base will be Austin Dollenberg. Holden Tate bats seventh and will play third base for the Cougars. Sam Matches will do the work behind the dish. He bats eighth. And batting ninth and playing left field, Zach Green. Chase Lorg, a right-hander, gets the start this afternoon. Lorg, a 6'1", 280-pound sophomore from Collinsville, Oklahoma, enters this contest with an 0-3 record and an 11.49 earned run average. So for the Cougars, it is Kennedy, McQuain, Detweiler, Allen, Cooper, Dollenberg, Tate, Matches, and Green with Chase Lorg on the bump. For the Blue Dragons, 19-13 overall for seventh-year head coach Ryan Schmidt. It will be Will Reitz leading off, playing right field. Will brings an 11-game hitting streak into this one. Logan Sartori, the sophomore, second baseman, will bat second. Zane Schmidt is the designated hitter. He bats third, and we just found out about an hour and a half ago that Zane is this week's J-Out Conference Player of the Week after that huge performance against Garden City over the weekend, including the 3-home run game last Thursday right here at Hobart-Detter Field. Batting fourth will be sophomore shortstop Dylan Nedved. The catcher Max McGuire. Max McGuire bats fifth for Hutchinson. Zach Baxley seems to be coming out of his slump. He bats sixth and plays first base. Batting seventh will be the left fielder Zion Bolin, the sophomore from Lawrence. Batting eighth will be sophomore third baseman Ryan Moritz. And Mason Lowe gets his first start in center field. Mason will bat ninth. Dawson Linder on the mound for Hutchinson, a 6'5", 195-pound freshman from Lincoln, Nebraska, making his third start of the year. He has a 1-0 record with a 4.09 earned run average. Hutchinson coming in with a team batting average of 298, only 280 in non-conference games. They have 40 home runs. They have scored 249 runs. Redlands coming into this one with a 358 team batting average. They have 13 home runs. And they come into this game on a 3-game winning streak, and they've won 4 of their last 6. So the Blue Dragons getting set to take on Redlands. This will be the first of a 5-game and 3-day stretch. Hutchinson and the Sterling College JV will play a pair of doubleheaders tomorrow and Thursday. Both of those games right now scheduled for 3 p.m. We're also looking at the forecast, expecting rain tomorrow night here in the Hutchinson area, and that may push Thursday's start back a little bit. But we'll keep you up to date on Blue Dragon social media on Twitter and on Facebook if there are any scheduling changes. So the Blue Dragons are 5-5 in their last 10. Again, hitting only 280 over their last 10. 296, I misspoke, 296 in their 16 non-conference games. Dragons really kind of trying to find that rhythm still that I think was taken away by the weird start to the season. No, not playing for 2 weeks, basically not being able to get outside because of all the snow, the poor weather. Hopefully things are turning around. This weekend's forecast, or the forecast the rest of the week, looks to be pretty nice. as temperatures approach 70. We have to get through this little rainy period tomorrow, and we'll see how bad the field takes it. But again, Hobart-Detter Field is tarped. Blue Dragons now being introduced. Hutchinson tied for second in the Jayhawk West. That will change this week because the Blue Dragons have their off week. So Hutchinson's tied with Butler at 10-6 currently, one game behind Barton. Barton took or split with Seward County over the weekend. And they maintained Hutchinson went into that weekend with a 2-game deficit, now down to 1. It's been a crazy, crazy league so far. Right now, Barton's the only game over or with 20 wins. Hutchinson, Butler, and Colby all have 19. Cloud County 18, as well as Garden City. But everybody's beating each other up in the league, and this is going to be a league finish that goes right down to the wire. All kinds of action around the Jayhawk today in non-league play, and we'll get into that as we get going into the afternoon. It's time for the national anthem from Hobart-Detter Field. We'll take this break and be back with this afternoon's first pitch. It's the Cougars and the Blue Dragons, live on the Blue Dragons Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America and those who protect our freedoms at home and abroad with our national anthem.
Welcome back to Hobart-Detter Field, everybody. This one's a single 9-inning game. We'll have every pitch for you here on the network. Steve Carpenter with you. As Dawson Linder gets set to take his warm-up tosses before this one. Again, Linder, a 6'5", 195-pound freshman from Lincoln, Nebraska. Linder making his third start, 7th overall appearance, a 1-0 record with a 4.09 earned run average. Linder has worked 11 innings. He's allowed 8 hits, 7 runs. 5 of those have been earned. 14 strikeouts, but 12 walks, so control a little bit of an issue. But when he's in the zone, opponent's only hitting 195 against. Against his Blue Dragon pitching staff this year, opponents hitting just 235 against the Blue Dragons. With the ERA at 4.73. One of those reasons is, despite the low batting average and somewhat inflated ERA, is the fact that the Blue Dragons are only fielding 951. Linder's last start came February 26th against Labette in Pittsburgh. He went a season-high 4 innings, struck out 5, allowed just 1 earned run and 1 hit and walked 2 in a 7-1 Blue Dragon victory. His last 3 performances have been out of the pen. 1 inning at Butler, 3 innings against Cowley right here at Hobart-Detter Field, and then an inning 1 week later against the Tigers in Arc City. So here we go. Kennedy will lead it off for the Cougars. 233 batting average, a double and 1 RBI. 17 for 73. He has scored 12 runs. And Dawson Linder starts off ball one. First pitch coming at 2:04 p.m. The 1-0 is a swing and a pop-up. Foul territory. Max McGuire back to the fence, but it hits the roof, and it's a foul ball. Again, the first of 5 games over the next 3 days for Hutchinson. And Ryan Schmidt hopes to get a lot of kids, a lot of action over those 4 games against this one and the 4 games against Sterling. 1-1 to Kennedy. Linder's pitch. Swung at a high fastball and missed, and it's 1-2. Linder has reached the 5 strikeout mark twice. We talked about the game against Labette. He also struck out 5 Tigers here at Hobart-Detter Field. And an 8-5 loss to Cali. 1-2 pitch, a little bit low. 2-2. His last time out, last Tuesday at Cali at City Ballpark. 1 inning, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts, and a 7-1 loss. 2-2 the count to Kennedy. Linder into the line and got him swinging. There's 1 away. That'll bring up the second baseman, Blake McQuain. McQuain hitting .260, a couple of doubles, a couple of triples, 6 RBIs, 19 total hits and 73 at-bats and 18 runs scored. Strike called to McQuain. McQuain out of Shawnee, Oklahoma. That pitch in the dirt. And 1 week from today, Shawnee, Oklahoma is where the Blue Dragons will be to take on Seminole State in a neutral site game at Oklahoma Christian University. 1-1. Fastball low and away, and it's 2-1. Dragons come off a 3-1 weekend against Garden City. They won the series. Now Hutchinson's 2-0-2 in conference series. Same pitch, same spot, same location. A fastball low and away. And now Linder behind the count to McQuain, 3-1. It was a huge weekend for Hutch. This kind of keeps themselves in the conference race going into the bye week. 3-1 pitch, bounces in, ball 4. Gets away from McGuire. McQuain will hustle down, and that's as far as he will go. Again, control issue is a problem for Dawson as he continues to work in his first year as a college pitcher. Center fielder Joshua Detweiler, the batter. 1 on, 1 out. A .270 hitter is Detweiler. 3 home runs, just 7 RBIs. 10 hits and 37 at-bats, playing just his 11th game. This is Redlands' 25th. Pitch on the outside corner, a strike. 10-14 overall record, but the Cougars have won 3-0 and 4 out of 6. They split with Barton a week ago, lost 3-0 and won 3-2. The pitch. Strike at the bell, that or half, and quickly 0-2 on Detweiler. Redlands then traveled to Northwest Oklahoma State and split a pair, losing 4-3, winning 4-1. That game started their current 3-game win streak. 0-2 pitch. Curveball got him swinging, 2 away. That's 2 strikeouts now for Linder. That was a nice pitch. Runner at first, 2 away for the designated hitter, Ryan Allen. Allen hitting .290, a home run, and 15 RBIs. Second on the team in hits with 20 for 69. 5 doubles, 10 runs scored. Hitting from the left side. The pitch. Over but low. A nice stop by McGuire, and it's 1-0. So, Redlands extended their win streak to 3 with weekend wins over the Central Christian University JV, winning 11-1 and 6-3. And brought them to 10-14. Redlands a Division II program. They've been Division I for several years. Off speed a little bit low, and it's 2-0. 4th straight year that the Cougars and Blue Dragons have gotten together for at least one game. The pitch. High chopper right to the first baseman Baxley. Takes one step to his left, and the inning is over. So Dawson Linder works around a one-out walk. No runs, no hits, one left. After a half inning, it's the Cougars nothing and the Blue Dragons coming up. Dragons get their first look at right-handed pitcher Chase Lorg. 0-3 record with an 11.49 earned run average into this one. Lorg making his third start, 7th overall appearance. He does have one save. Lorg has worked 15 2/3 innings, 24 hits, 21 runs, 20 earned. He has struck out 17 and walked 10. 9.7 strikeouts per 9 innings, but he's given up 4 long balls. He'll face Will Reitz, currently on a team-high 11-game hit streak. First pitch from Lorg is a little bit low for ball 1. Will right now hitting .308 for the year, 5 home runs, 17 RBIs, 28 total hits, and 91 at bats. And he swings and pops this one up, foul territory, toward the Redlands dugout, and it's out of play. Over his 11-game hitting streak, Will Reitz hitting .359, 14 for 39. If he would happen to extend it, that would tie Dylan Nedved for the season-long hit streak. Nedved had a 12-gamer that was ended in mid-March. The pitch, laid off a breaking pitch from Lorgan, is 2-1 to the Dragon right fielder. Of that 11-game hit streak, there have been 3 2-hit games and 8 1-hit games. Pitched a little bit low, 3-1. Swings and he pops one up right side. Second baseman and the first baseman, and it's the first baseman Austin Delberg to make the call and catch one away. So now sophomore Logan Sartori. Sartori's hit safely in 7 of his last 8, 10 for 33. Now hitting .316 for the year. 6 home runs, 34 RBIs, 15 total extra base hits, 7 doubles, 5 home runs, and a couple of triples. Pitch outside from Lorg for ball 1. February 26, Sartori was hitting .436. That average dropped down to .307 on Dodge City after a 1-for-4 afternoon. There's another pitch for a ball, 2-0. Several Dragons have gone through an extended slump so far this year. Foul back to the netting, and it's 2-1. Dragons still looking to get back the services of Sophomore Riley Metzger, he's been out with an injury. Metzger was the team high in RBIs with 32 until Zane Schmidt passed him up with that 6 RBI game last Thursday against Garden City. The pitch looped, but right to the second baseman McQuain, and there's 2 away. Little soft liner. 2 up and 2 down for the current Jayhawk Conference Player of the Week, Zane Schmidt, the freshman from Kearney. Team high 381 average, team high 45 hits, a league leading 13 home runs and 36 RBIs. Zane hit safely in 4 of 5 last week, hit safely in all 4 Garden City games, going 8 per 16 with 4 home runs. Pitch outside. That 3 home run game that he had against Garden City in Game 1 tied Michael Hellman for the single game Blue Dragon record with 3 homers in 1 game. The 1-0. Pitch is a strike. The 6 RBIs in that game, number 1, tied for the 5th most in single game history. The 3rd home run just happened to be a walk-off. The pitch. Cork to center field, pretty well hit. Detweiler going back, and it's off the base of the fence. This will be extra bases for Zane Schmidt, who now has a 5-game hitting streak and his 8th double of the year. 24th extra base hit as Schmidt doubles off the base of the center field wall. So it's 1 on, 2 out for shortstop Dylan Nedved. Nedved hitting .304, 38 for 125, a couple of home runs and 29 driven in. He hit safely in 3 of the 4 Garden City games. Lord comes, set, and delivers. First pitch swing is Nedved, and he fouls it off the catcher's mask for strike 1. Six doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs out of those 38 hits. Nedved became the 30th Blue Dragon in history to reach 100 career hits. He's now up to 117. His teammate Logan Sartori became the 31st Blue Dragon 1 game later. Logan now with 115 career hits. Lord working out of the stretch, gets his sign, still waiting, now comes set. Gives a look at Schmidt at second. And ultimately will deliver the 0-1. Pitch inside for a ball, 1-1. Nedved over his last 10, hitting .200, 8 for 40. 3 doubles, 6 RBIs, 4 runs scored. 1-1. A little bit low, 2-1. If Nedved can extend the inning, it'll be catcher Max McGuire. Nedved with 13 multi-hit games this year. That ties Zane Schmidt for the team high. The pitch. Good cut and fouled straight back, and it's 2-2 to Nedved. Of course, the Blue Dragons of 2019 right now hitting .298 as a team, but they have 298 strikeouts as a team. Be nice to see if that strikeout total increases, the batting average would go with it. 2-2. Tried to get Nedved to chase high. He wouldn't, and the counts run full of 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nedved has had 1 5 RBI game this year. The pitch inside, and it's a 2-out walk. So after the first 2 were retired, Schmidt doubles off the wall in center. Nedved walks, and they'll bring up the catcher, Max McGuire. McGuire is hit safely in 3 straight. Now hitting 316, or checked out 256, 316 in his last 10. 3 home runs, 13 RBIs for McGuire. And our RBI opportunity here with 2 out. Check of the runner, now the pitch. Curveball over the inner half for a strike. With 2 out this year, the Blue Dragons are hitting .299 with 83 2-out RBIs. Righty-righty matchup here. Lorg's delivery a little bit high, and it's 1-1. McGuire with 2 out, hitting .381, 8 hits and 21 at bats. He has 4 2-out RBIs. McGuire now 20 hits for the year. 1-1 pitch. Sliced to right field. That's in for a hit. They will wave Schmidt around third. The throw coming on. It's cut off, and the Dragons have a 1-0 lead on the 2-out RBI by Max McGuire, his 14th RBI of the year, and Hutchinson leads it 1-0. Nice piece of opposite field hitting. Hit it hard through the right side. Nedved goes first to third. Schmidt scores from second. It's 1-0 Hutchinson. Now Zach Baxley, the first baseman. There's average back to 274. The pitch. And their first strike at the letters. Baxley, 274 average, 26 hits, 2 home runs, 16 RBIs. 6 for 21 over his last 10 games. The pitch. Big cut and a miss at a high fastball, and it's 0-2. Baxley over his last 4 games, 6 for his last 15, but the previous 12 games, he only went 5 for 33 and struck out 18 times. Good lead over at first by McGuire. Not a real threat to go. Lorg delivers the 0-2. Tries a high fastball. Now McGuire goes, and he is tagged out easily as the shortstop Matt Kennedy applies the tag, and the inning is over. Possibly a busted play. McGuire is caught stealing, and the inning is over. 1 run on 2 hits. There was a walk and 1 left. After 1 here at Hobart-Detter Field, the Dragons 1, the Cougars nothing. Max McGuire's 2-out RBI single scores Zane Schmidt. The Dragons get a 2-out run and lead this one over Redlands 1-0 as we go to the top of the second inning. Steve Carpenter with you. Brandon Sams running the controls. First time I've seen him since we got back from Lubbock. That wonderful run by the Blue Dragon women's basketball team. So here we go. Casey Cooper, the right fielder, leads it off and takes ball 1. Linder delivers and fouls one back, and it's 1-1 strike. Casey Cooper, team high 316 average, 25 out of 79. 8 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, and 16 RBIs. That also leads the team. Strike called, and it's 1-2 to Cooper. Redlands hitting .358 as a team. The pitch. Breaking pitch from Linder misses. Dawson Linder in the first inning worked around a 1-out walk, got 2 strikeouts and a ground out. 2-2 pitch. Is popped up. McGuire gives a look, but it's backing out of play. Check, they're hitting .241 as a team. I read the wrong column. Slugging .358. The pitch. Got him swinging. Pitch in the dirt. McGuire tags him out. That's 3 strikeouts now for Dawson Linder. That'll bring up the first baseman, Austin Dallenberg. A sophomore, Dallenberg hitting .234. Team high 4 home runs, 12 RBIs. Hitting from the right side. Linder's pitch. Misses for ball 1. Lefties again, or right-handers against Linder hitting .190. Lefties hitting .200 against the big righty. A high pop, foul territory. Baxley at the dugout, and it's out of play, and it's 1-1 to Dallenberg. The wind blowing out of the northeast, and it's blowing toward the left field corner. That's kind of a rare direction here at Hobart-Detter Field. You get a lot of winds blowing straight out. Linder's 1-1. Off speed, a little bit low. They check down. Dallenberg checks his swing, and it's 2-1. We mentioned this is Dawson Linder's third start. He got a start in game 2 against Coffeyville here. The pitch. Off the plate, wide, 3-1. Struggled in his first start as a Blue Dragon on February 13th against Coffeyville. 17-4 loss. The pitch is lifted to center. To his right is low. Now coming in, he's got it. There's 2 away. 2 up, 2 down now for the third baseman, Holden Tate. Tate, a freshman, hitting .194, 12 hits and 62 at-bats, a double, 4 RBIs, and 6 runs scored. Linder from the windup, the pitch, high and outside for a ball. That start against Coffeyville on February 13th here at Hobart-Detter Field. Linder worked 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 3 earned runs, and allowed a couple of walks. Again, the Dragons were blown out in that game. 1-0 pitch, fastball, fouled back. Can't even hit a ball on a strike. Much more success for Linder in his second start. That happened on February 26th against Labette in the second game of a neutral site doubleheader at Pittsburgh State. Linder's 1-1. Outside and a little bit low, 2-1. Linder struck out 5 in 4 innings, allowed just 1 hit and 1 earned run. That 1 hit was a home run. He had 1 wild pitch, and the Dragons won that game 7-1. 2-1 pitch. Paints the outside corner at the knees, and it's 2-2 to Tate. Linder working with a nice pace into the wind. The 2-2 is spoiled by Tate, fouled off into the Hobart-Detter parking lot. Got to the ballpark today, and there was a little landscape change. For eons here, the flagpole was inside the center field wall, directly out from home plate. 2-2 pitch. Big hopper to short. Ned Van has it and pours it across. We'll tell you more about the flagpole in the next half inning as Dawson Linder works a 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the second. Dragons 1 and the Cougars nothing. Zion, Zach Baxley, excuse me, it will be at the plate. He was at the plate when McGuire is cut down stealing. It'll be Baxley, Bolin, and Moritz here in the bottom of the second. Hutchinson leading 1-0. First pitch swinging is hit to center. That Weiler backs up a few steps and makes the catch. One away. Now left fielder Zion Bolin, the sophomore from Lawrence. Zion hitting .222. A couple of home runs, 12 RBIs. He basically missed a full month with an injury. There's a strike at the knees. He was injured at Northeast Texas on February 17th and returned to action March 17th in a game here against Barton. There's a high fly right field. Cooper going back, and he'll track it down short of the track, 2 away. Quickly 2 away for the third baseman, Ryan Moritz. Moritz has hit safely in 5 of his last 6, going 7 for 22. Now hitting .281. Still looking for his first homer of the year, 18 RBIs, but he does have 8 doubles and 27 at bats. He hits here, bases empty, 2 away in the bottom of the second. And it's a strike from Lorg at the knees for 0-1. Moritz had a 5-game hitting streak snapped in the first game Sunday at Garden City when he went 0 for 2. I've got 1. Yeah, it is 1-1. The wind of the pitch. Big cut and a miss as Ryan chases another one up in the zone. And the left-handed hitting sophomore down in the count 1-2. Moritz 34 strikeouts this year. Slices that one foul. Over his last 10 games, Moritz hitting .321, 9 for 28, still with 11 strikeouts. 1-2 pitch. High and away, 2-2. Non-conference play. Moritz has struggled. 10 for 46. That's a .217 average, 3 doubles and 7 RBIs. 2-2. That one's up the middle and into center for a base hit. So he got a pitch up, but it was off speed. Ryan kept his hands back and drove it right back from whence it came. 2-out single from Moritz, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Mason Lowe. Lowe making his first start in center field. He has started 5 games, either at second base or shortstop. Lowe just 2 for 12 in the season, 167 average. First pitch swinging, and he slices it foul. Lowe has had only 1 hit since February 22nd. That came in one of the Butler games when Dylan Nedved was starting. He went 1 for 2 in that, or 1 for 4 in that one. Breaking pitch of beauty, a strike called, and Lowe's down in the count 0-2. Lowe out of Mustang, Oklahoma. He'll be a central figure as the season goes forward, especially when Dylan Nedved is pitching. If he can get the bat going. 0-2 pitch. A little bit high on a breaking pitch, and it's 1-2. Mason has scored 2 runs, both of those coming in one game at Northeast Texas on February 17th. Moritz was leading or edging away from first, and Lorg steps off. Moritz just 1 of 2 on the base paths. He goes. Pitches high, the throw down, bounces in, and Moritz is in safely with his second stolen base of the year. Now 2 for 3. And the count to Mason Lowe, 2-2. Three hits for the Dragons. Everything coming with 2 outs in these first 2 innings. Runner in scoring position. The pitch. Pitch in the dirt. Gets through the catcher. And on the wild pitch, Moritz moves up to third. Don't have wild pitch numbers on the Cougar pitchers. That was a tough one. So Lowe's worked the count full, 3-2. Ryan Moritz at third after a single steal of second. Here's the payoff. Found back and Lowe stays alive. Next pitch will be the 40th for Chase Lorg. The Dragons have made him work through an inning and 2/3. Lorg has battled just a run on 3 hits so far. Once again, the 3-2 curveball chopped to short. Matt Kennedy charges. Fields throws low, and it's dug out by Dellenberg to end the inning. So no runs, a 2-out hit for Moritz and 1 left. After 2 here at Hobart-Detter Field, it's the Dragons 1 and the Cougars nothing. We'll be back with you again tomorrow, 2:45 pregame, 3 p.m. first pitch as the Blue Dragon baseball team takes on the Sterling College Junior Varsity in the first 2 of a 4-game set here from Hobart-Detter Field. All 4 games will be on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. Steve Carpenter back with you from an overcast Hobart-Detter. Into the third we go. Hutch leading 1-0. And it's a strike to the catcher, Sam Matches. Matches, a freshman, hitting 175, just 7 for 40, a double and 5 RBIs. Pitch off the plate wide, and it's 1-1. The Cougars have scored 99 runs in 24 games. And on the 5th, and third baseman Ryan Moritz leaps up to catch the soft liner 1 away. One, it was a good location from Linder in on the hands. And Matches hit this, just flared it at Moritz. Easy catch. 1 away for the 9-hole hitter, left fielder Zach Green. Green hitting .217 with 13 hits, 4 doubles, 3 RBIs. And it's a strike to Green. So Linder right now, his first time through, looking very sharp. The righty end of the line delivers. Misses high with the fastball, and it's 1-1. Royals have the Minnesota Twins in town tonight. Good pitch from Linder. Strike at the knees on the outside corner and quickly 1-2. Linder consistently ahead in the count. Linder's pitch. Curved ball at the plate. 2-2. 3 strikeouts, 1 walk issued by Linder through 2 2/3. The pitch. Foul back. That was pitch number 40 for Dawson. So far, pitch count doing very well. There was action in the Redlands bullpen. Might see some arms before the afternoon is out. Linder's 2-2. Just misses wide, 3-2. Didn't miss by much. Three and 2 to Green. Here's the payoff from Linder. Lost him. Second walk issued. 1 out walk, and it's back to the top of the order, and Matt Kennedy. Kennedy struck out swinging his first time up. The Blue Dragons this year have turned 14 double plays. Teams running against the Dragons this year, 46 for 55. Good pitch from Linder, a strike, 0-1. Green, 5 for 5 in stolen bases. McGuire has thrown out 7 out of 39 potential base stealers. Linder comes set out of the stretch and delivers. Fastball a little bit up. That's 1-1. The Dragons have had 5 pickoffs this year. 2 by Zach Furniture, 2 by McGuire. Oh my God. Runner goes, there's a swing and a miss, throw down. Swipe tag by Logan Sartori, and the runner's retired for out number 2. Green cut down, stealing for the first time this year in 6 attempts. Now it's bases empty, 2 away. And a 1-2 count on the batter, Kennedy. McGuire throwing out his 8th would-be base stealer of the year. One's fouled back. It stays 1-2 to Kennedy. Linder's been in 2 games over the Dragons' last 10. 1-2 pitch. Low and away. 2-2. Linder's posted no record in a solid 2.25 ERA, 4 innings pitched, 3 runs, 1 earned, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk in those 2 appearances over the Dragons' last 10. Got him swinging, and the inning is over. So Max McGuire cuts down a 1-out walk on a steal attempt. Dawson Linder faces the minimum in the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. To the bottom of the 3rd we go. Dragons 1, Cougars nothing. Palmer Stevens takes over on the mound for the Redlands Cougars. Bottom of the third, Hutchinson leading 1-0. Steve Carpenter with you. Brandon Sam's on the controls. Stevens is 6'4", 183-pound sophomore right-hander from Fort Worth, Texas. On for the seventh time, 6 in relief, a 1-3 record, and a 5.64 earned run average. 22 and a third innings pitched for Stevens, 25 hits, 19 runs, 14 earned. He has struck out 22 and walked 10, and has allowed 3 home runs. He gets the top of the Dragon order here in the third. Will Reitz, a popped out victim his first time. First pitch swing, he pops it up again. Foul territory. It's the first baseman, Austin Dellenberg. He's got it. Reitz very quickly 0 for 2. Now Logan Sartori with a soft liner to the second baseman, Blake McQuain, his first time up. This one's scheduled for 9. So Reitz, unless he's pulled, should get at least a couple of more at-bats in this one. First pitch to Sartori is over for a strike. Sartori had 4 straight 2-hit games recently. Pitch a little bit low, and it's 1-1. And back-to-back home runs against Dodge City in games here on March 22nd. That one's pulled. Hit well but foul right into the Dragon pen, and Sartori down in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Then went hitless in game number 2 against Garden City, but is 2 for his last 8. Couple of runs and a walk. Ground ball left side. Shortstop Kennedy to his left. High throw. And Sartori's safe on the throwing error. So a throwing error on Matt Kennedy. First error of the game for either team. That is the 48th error of the season for the Cougars. So 1 on, 1 out for designated hitter Zane Schmidt, who's now hit safely in 5 straight, doubled and scored in the first. Sartori a threat to go. 20 steals in 23 attempts. First pitch swing is Smith, and he hits one a mile high to right, but playable for Cooper. Wynn's going to knock it down. Sartori fakes a tag, goes about a third of the way and retreats, and there's 2 away. The wind blowing out to left field corner knocked that one down, but that thing was hit a mile high. Only run of the game was scored on a 2-out hit. That's what it will take with Dylan Nedved. Nedved walked his first time. Bad thing is about that bat by Schmidt didn't even allow Sartori to have a chance. Sartori faked a move, then stopped. Pitcher didn't even look and delivers for a ball. People were yelling at him off. The pitch. Breaking pitch. Swung and popped up behind the first baseback. Foul territory. Dallenberg giving chase. Makes the basket catch, and the inning is over. So you get your best base stealer on base, and 3 pitches later, you're out of the inning. Dragons not being very selective on that one. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. The Dragons are stranded 3 through 3. Heading to the middle innings here at Hobart-Detter Field. Dragons 1 and the Cougars nothing. 1-0 Blue Dragons. We should go to the fourth. Dawson Linder will get 2, 3, and 4. McQueen, Detweiler, and Allen here in the fourth inning. Dawson Linder, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, and that's it through his first 3. First pitch to Blake McQuain's outside, ball 1. McQuain walked his first plate appearance. It was left at first. Another pitch outside, and it's 2-0. That was pitch number 50 for Dawson Linder. Nobody on the party deck today. 2-0's popped up. Should be playable for McGuire. Now drifting back. He's got it, and there's 1 away. Max took his time to find it. Once he did, calmly moved over to make the catch. Leadoff man's retired for the center fielder, Joshua Detweiler. Detweiler struck out swinging his first time, 0 for 1. Dragons straight away at all 3 positions and somewhat shallow in the outfield. Pitch taken a little bit high for ball 1. Detweiler hitting .270, slugging .568. Tattoos this one to left, bowling going back. He's at the fence and looks up and it's gone. So Detweiler hits his 4th home run of the year, drives in his 8th RBI, and we're tied at 1 apiece. '23rd home run allowed by Dragon pitching this year. The 3rd by Dawson Linder. Now we're tied anew. That's the first Redlands hit of the game as well. First pitch to designated hitter Ryan Allen's taken high for ball 1. So Linder was cruising. We'll see how he reacts to giving up that home run. There's a strike. Very similar to his start against Labette in Pittsburgh. Gave up a solo home run and retired the final 10 batters he faced. Good looking pitch. It's called the ball, and it's 2-1. The pitch. A little bit low, 3-1. Elsewhere around the Jayhawk today, plenty of non-league action on the west side. Neosho County's at Butler, McDonald Stadium in El Dorado, for a single game. Neosho County leads that one 1-0 in the 6th. That was an early start. High fly ball right field. Reed's going back. He's at the track, at the wall. The wind's going to knock it down and keep it in the park. And Reitz makes the catch a couple of steps in front of the wall. Second time that the wind has knocked down a drive to right field, and the Dragons are the beneficiary of that one. Allen flies out to right field deep. Now bases empty, 2 away for the right fielder, Casey Cooper. Cooper struck out his first time up. Pitch is a little bit high for a ball. Ball 2. Holden Tate is the team leader in home runs. Detweiler just tied him with his 4th round tripper of the year. Linder's pitch. Skitters past the Dragons just outside of the third base dugout, and it's 1-1. Not a big ground. Again, this game wasn't originally on the schedule. 2-1 pitch. Good pitch, a high fastball. It swung on and missed. Now it's 2-2 to Cooper. Linder delivers. Foul off the end of the bat. Cooper stays alive at 2-2. We mentioned earlier about Riley Metzger, the team's leading run producer. 2-2 pitch. Curveball a little bit high. He's getting closer to being back in the lineup. Probably will be held out this week. The Dragons return to league play next week against Pratt. Here's the payoff from Linder. The one's roped to left field, down for a hit. Bolin will get over quickly, slips. But Cooper will be held to a single. Second hit of the game for Redlands, and now it's the first baseman, Austin Dellenberg. Dellenberg, some pop. As I mentioned earlier, Holden Tate was the home run leader. It was actually Dellenberg with 4. Linder's pitch over the outside corner for a strike. You're a pitcher, you've got to have short-term memory. Forget that home run you gave up and go to work on the next batter. The pitch. Breaking pitch in the dirt. Good stop by McGuire. Linder has had 3 wild pitches this year. Has a team, the Dragons, 32, and they've hit 30 batters. The pitch. He took a little something off of it. Dellenberg swings through it, and it's 1-2. Pitch number 69 coming up for Linder. Bullpen still quiet for Hutch. They'll go long as they can with Linder today with 4 games tomorrow against lesser competition. Pitch backhanded by McGuire. 2-2 the count now. Mentioned the Neosho Butler. Pratt is at NOC Enid today for a single. Cloud County at Iowa Western for a single. Clarendon at Seward County for a single. Barton's at Lindsborg against the Bethany JV. That's a doubleheader. That pitch misses low and it's a full count. So Cooper will move on the pitch. Max McGuire reminding his infielders of that fact. The other West team to play is on the road. Dodge City is at Lamar for a single game today. Runner goes. The pitch is fouled back. And we'll do it again. Over on the east side, Metro Community College is at Kansas City today for a doubleheader. Seminole State is at Cowley. Rockhurst JV plays Johnson County, and NOC Tonkawa is at Coffeyville. Those are the games on the east side. Runner goes, 3-2 pitch, grounded right side, charging is Sartori. Gobbles it up and throws over, and the inning is over. 1 run on the Detweiler home run, 2 hits, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Our new score, Dragons 1 and the Cougars 1. Five, 6, and 7 due up for Hutchinson here in the bottom of the 4th. Game now tied after the Joshua Detweiler homer. His 4th of the year, 8th RBI, and then ties it up at 1. The Dragons scored on an RBI single by the man stepping into the box. Max McGuire, 1 for 1. Ball 1 to McGuire. Palmer Stevens out there for his second inning. The righty kicks and fires. And it's tap foul long third. Simpson singled the other way to right field. That plated Zane Schmidt with a 2-out RBI. The Dragons' only run of the game, that coming in the bottom of the first. That Weiler's home run in the top of the fourth tied it up to pitch. McGuire pops this one up. Matches the catcher. Waiting for it. He's got it behind the plate, and there's one away. So Dragons have hit Redlands 3-2. But not getting real good swings. Here's Zach Baxley. Baxley actually may have had the best contact when he lined out to deep center field. Detweiler made the catch. Swung through an off-speed pitch for strike one. Baxley in non-conference games as he takes the ball, hitting .298, 17 for 57 coming in. Hasn't homered against a non-conference team, but he has driven in 11. Stevens 1-1. That's the line to left field for the Dragons' fourth hit of the game. Ball bobble. Baxley's going to try for two. Here comes the throw. He's in safely. Paul comes all the way through, but Dollenberg backs it up. Single and an error. So it'll be a single and an error charge to Zach Green. So a runner in scoring position with one out. That's second error of the game for the Cougars. Now an RBI opportunity for Zion Bolin, who flew out to right on a pretty well hit ball to right field. Good power the opposite way for Zion. Stevens pitch, a bender in for a strike on the inner half. Four hits for the Dragons, 2 for Redlands. Baxley away from second to pitch, low one in. Backhanded stop by Matches. As he came up out of his crouch, then had to reach down and backhand it. 1-1 the count. So the Dragons sophomore left fielder. Stevens gives a look, and now it's another off-speed pitch, and it's called a strike on the outer half, 1-2. Bolin over his last 10, hitting just .217, 5 for 23. But he does have a couple of home runs and 4 driven in. Takes a shot to right and fouls it off. Non-conference games this year for Zion Bolin. Playing in his 8th one, just 3 for 22. It's a 136 average. That number coming into this game. Now 3 for 23. The pitch got him swinging on a breaking pitch. 2 away. That for the Dragons, just the first strikeout of the afternoon. Season strikeout number 299. Now Ryan Moritz. Moritz singled his first time up in the second. He was also stole a base and then was stranded at third. Moritz against righties, hitting .268, hitting .357 off lefties. That's one up the middle and through for a base hit. Baxley being waved around third. The throw is offline, and the Dragons reclaim a 2-1 lead as Ryan Moritz delivers a solid 2-out single up the middle. His 12th RBI of the year. He's now hit safely in 8 of 9. Baxley scores from second. And now it's up to Mason Lowe. It will be an unearned run to this point. If Lowe singles, it will become an earned run. Lowe grounded sharply to short his first time. The pitch. A little bit wide for ball one. So the Blue Dragons now with their 84th and 85th two-out RBIs of the year, they've reclaimed a 2-1 lead. Move over to first. And the blazing speed of Ryan Moritz has got the Cougars thinking. Being a little facetious there. Moritz with his second steal of the season earlier in the game. Pitch a little bit low for a ball, and it's 2-0. Right-hander throwing in the Redlands pin. Fly ball left center field. Over to his right is Detweiler. He's got it, and the Dragons are done in the third inning. 1 run on a couple of hits. A 2-out RBI single by Ryan Moritz gives Hutchinson a 2-1 lead after 4 innings. This is Blue Dragon Baseball on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. Holden Tate leads off the 4th innings and swings and misses the first Dawson Linder offering. Bottom third of the order here in the Redlands 5th. Hutchinson regains a 2-1 lead. Linder, if he can complete this inning, there's a swing and a miss. Actually, if he gets 1 out in this inning, he will have gone a season long. He's gone 4 against Labette. That pitch taken upstairs, and it's 1-2. Set up for a pitch for possibly what's coming up. That's pitch number 75 for Linder, 40 for strikes. 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 hits, 1 earned run. The pitch just misses with a breaking pitch, and it's 2-2. Outside corner's been fairly consistent. Little flare to right field. Backs Arturi makes the catch. Looking it right into the glove. 1 away. That'll bring up the catcher, Sam Matches, who lined out to third baseman, Ryan Moore. It's got jammed from Linder. It was a soft liner that Mo had to go up the ladder to catch. Now a season-long 4 1/3 innings for Linder. And for the first time today, we see action in the Dragon pen. There's a strike to Matches, 0-1. Cade Fenton warming up. Slice foul, and it's right at Fenton, who quite can't make the play coming off the mound in the bullpen. That would have been interesting if he would have rolled an ankle with that mess out there. Hobart-Detter Field still going through renovations. Linder's 0-2. Waste pitch outside, way outside, and it's 1-2. Pair of 2-out RBIs by the Blue Dragons, the difference in this one. Max McGuire in the first, Ryan Moritz to give the Dragons a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the fourth after Detweiler's home run tied it up in the top. Matches barely makes contact to stay alive. Linder going forward, definitely next year, looking for a weekend rotation spot. We key out of the pen down the stretch in conference games this year. And when we get to the postseason, 1-2, just misses. 2-2. Blue Dragons right now a season high 6 games over 500. The pitch upstairs and from 0-2 to 3-2. Pitching lesson, once you get down 0-2, you've got to find a way to put them away before you reach full. Now that kind of the advantage works around to the batter. Here's the payoff from Linder. That one's up the middle and down for a hit in front of Mason Lowe. So that's an at-bat that Dawson Linder can learn from. He had Matches down 0-2. Matches fought off 3 two-strike pitches, worked the count back full. And instead of walking him, Linder challenged him and Matches singled to center. Now left fielder Zach Green. He walked his first time. Fouled into the glove of Max McGuire for strike 1. We talked about how tight the Jayhawk West is. Again, Barton at 11-5, Butler and Hutch 10-6, Cloud 7-5, Colby 6-6, Seward 8-8. Pitch outside, 1-1. Johnson County leads the Jayhawk East at 12-0. They swept their first 3 league series. They played lower division teams. Cowley at 11-1, KCK at 14-2, Fort Scott at 10-6. Those are the 4 teams above 500 in the Jayhawk East. Good pitch at the belt, 1-2 the count, now to Green. Johnson County, nationally ranked at number 12, 29-2. They've won 21 in a row and will likely extend that streak today against the Rockhurst JV. 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3, outside corner. Two-way now. Good pitch from Linder, who now has a season-high tying 5 strikeouts. Has struck out 5 for the 3rd time. But now he's got to contend with the top of the order in Matt Kennedy, the shortstop, who was struck out twice against Linder. As a team, Redlands 28 for 30 in stolen base attempts. Foul back out of play. Matches has stolen 1 base this year in 1 attempt. Catcher probably not your biggest candidate to go, but with 2 outs and a 1-run game in the middle innings, you can expect just about anything. Decent lead by Matches. The pitch. Grounded right side, slows down for Sartori, throws on to first, and the inning is over. So 5 strong innings for Dawson Linder. He allows just 1 run and 3 hits. Halfway through here at Hobart-Detter Field, Dragons 2 and the Cougars nothing. Redlands goes to their third arm of the afternoon. It is Gavin Sochor, a 6', 204-pound freshman from Mustang, Oklahoma. Sochor, right-hander, on for the 8th time, 7th in relief. 0-2 record with a 9.50 earned run average. Sochor has allowed 23 hits, 20 runs. 19 of those have been earned. He has struck out 23, but walked 19, and has allowed 1 home run ball. Chase Lorg went 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run. Walked 1, struck out none with 1 wild pitch. Palmer Stevens works 2, allows 1 run on 2 hits, struck out 1. So now Sochor will face the top of the order and will reach Logan Sartori and Zane Schmidt. Dragons with a 2-1 lead. Difference in the game right now, Ryan Moritz's RBI single up the middle. He has 2 of Hutchinson's 5 hits. And now Will Reeds will look to extend his 11-game hit streak. Reeds 0 for 2, a couple of pop-ups, 1 in fair territory, 1 in foul territory to first baseman Austin Dollenberg. First pitch hacking, and he fouls it off toward the Dragon dugout. 14 for 39 in Reeds' hitting streak. Second longest this season. Big cut and miss on a fastball. Up in the zone, and it's 0-2. Sochor, 11.3 strikeouts per 9 innings. Slow roller left side, charging is Kennedy. Fields throws, close play, but he's out. No argument from the Dragons, and there's 1 away. Reeds now 0 for 3. Now it's Logan Sartori. Sartori has lined out softly to the second baseman and reached on a throwing error by shortstop Matt Kennedy. 0 for 2. Sartori in non-conference games hitting a team-high .407 with 22 hits, 4 home runs, and 24 RBIs, and that hit Sartori right in the forearm. Elbow pad. Sartori hit for the 7th time this year. That is HBP number 52 for the Blue Dragons. First one today. Now Zane Schmidt doubled off the wall in center field and hit a mile-high fly ball to right field that the wing kept in the park. His last time up. Wind out of the northeast, blowing toward the left field corner. It's going to knock stuff down to right field. Again, last time Sartori was on, he was really never given a chance to steal a base. He has a team-high 20 for 23, ball 1 to Schmidt. Safe lead over at first by Sartori. That's going. A big cut and a miss by Schmidt, and it's 1-1. Earlier today, Zane Schmidt named the JAG Conference Player of the Week. He's now in contention for national honors. Those will be announced tomorrow. Slightly open stance for the freshman from Kearney Catholic. We'll watch Sartori not going, and the pitch is outside, maybe a little high. 2-1 in favor of Zane Schmidt. Schmidt was quite an extensive hockey background from Kearney, Nebraska. The pitch. Foul back. During the weekly news conference yesterday, Zane Schmidt was part of it. Question was asked about his first two at bats in that 3-home run game against Garden City. Both of those first 2 bats were called thirds. 2-1 pitch in the dirt. Good stop by Matches, but now it's 3-2. To the Dragon designated hitter. So after the second called third, Ryan Schmidt said he had a little come-to-Jesus meeting with Zane Schmidt, and it paid off. 3 straight home runs. That pitch high and tight for a ball, and the Dragons have 2 on with 1 out for Dylan Nedved. Sartori hit with the pitch. Schmidt walks. Now Dylan Nedved 0 for 1 with a walk. He fouled out to first baseman Austin Dallenberg to open up the fourth. Sojourn comes set, delivers, pitch way outside a sweeping slider for ball one. Nedved with runners in scoring position this year, hitting .383, 18 for 47. The 1-0 pitch. That one paints the outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. Nedved, again, is hit safely in 2 straight. Slices this one right off the facade of the roof of the Redlands dugout. Now he's down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dragons have stranded 4, Redlands 3 in the middle stages of this one. Dragons have out-hit Redlands 5-3. Sartori at second, Schmidt at first. Pickoff try. And the ball's dropped. Sartori back safely. Again, tomorrow afternoon, 2:45 airtime. First 2 of a 4-game set with the Sterling JV. All 4 games are on the network. 1-2 pitch. Good swing by Nedved. He fouls it straight back. And it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nedved has advanced runners with a success rate of 55%. 1-2 pitch. Slider misses outside, 2-2. Sochor comes set, looks at the runner second now, delivers. Nedved gets jammed and fouls one off to the right. It remains 2-2. Nedved 12 2-hit games, 1 3-hit game. Tied with Zane Schmidt for the team high in multi-hit games. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Dylan thought it was a little bit low. But a big second out for Sochor. It'll be up to Max McGuire. And the Dragons have gotten both their runs with 2 outs today. One came from an RBI singled by McGuire and went the opposite way to right field. The second baseman, Blake McQuain, was shading up the middle, and McGuire sprayed it through the 3-4 hole. That allowed Zane Schmidt to score from second. High chopper along third, but foul. Sartori at second. Schmidt not being held at first. Sartori makes a move at second. And Sochor delivers a strike on the outside corner. And it's 0-2 to McGuire. Dragons not running with the frequency they were earlier in the year. 0-2s. Slice foul off to the right. This has become a 20-pinch inning for Sochor. Two runs, 5 hits, no errors for Hutch. 1, 3, and 2 for Redlands. Dragons trying to tack on with 2 out here. Slow slider misses outside, 1-2. That pitch basically had no effect whatsoever. It was already started way off wide, and unless you're so anxious to hit, you're not going to chase that pitch. So really, well, it was a wasted pitch. 1-2 delivery. Foul back. Sochor went right back to the fastball, tried to go up the ladder, and Max fouled it back. So evidently that slow off speed. Did have a little setup ability to it, trying to change eye level and speed, but McGuire spoiled the pitch. Check of the runner, the 1-2. Outside a fastball, 2-2. Again, with 2 outs this year. McGuire now 18 of 46 with 5 2-out RBIs. Would like to improve that total. Takes a shot to right and spoils off another pitch. That's 4 foul balls on 2 strike pitches. Third baseman Holden Tate playing way back. Another slider sweeps outside. And McGuire's worked the count full from 0-2. So now Sartori at second, Schmidt at first. They'll get a head start moving on the pitch. 3-2, 2 out. Sartori at second needs to be aware of him going to first. Runners go the pitch. Chop to third. Big hop for the third baseman. Tate plays it, fires it across. Throw pulls him off the bag, but Dallenberg applies the tag to the shoulder of McGuire, and the inning is over. Good play by the corner infielders of the Cougars. Dragons strand a couple. No runs, no hits, 2 left. They have stranded now 6 through 5 innings. We head to the 6th inning at Hobart-Detter Field. Dragons 2 and the Cougars 1. Ryan Schmidt goes to the bullpen and brings out Cade Fenton. Fenton is 6'2", 195-pound redshirt freshman from Prairie Grove, Arkansas. Fenton on for the 6th time all in relief, no record, and a solid 1.93 earned run average. 4 2/3 innings for Fenton, 4 hits, 5 runs, only 1 earned. He has struck out 9 and walked 7. Opponents hitting .200 against. Takes over for Dawson Linder. 5 solid innings for Dawson, who can get the win but cannot lose it. And it's ball 1 to Blake McQuain. McQuain walked and fouled out his second time, 0 for 1. 1-1 the count now. The pitch. Grounded right back to Fenton. He'll field under and flip on the walk to first, and there's 1 away. The line for Dawson Linder, 90 innings pitched, 5 innings. That's a season high. 3 hits allowed, 1 of them a home run. And that's the only run allowed, 1 earned run. 5 strikeouts, that ties a season high for Linder, and 2 walks. Fenton just misses the zone to Joshua Detweiler. He hit the home run off of Linder to tie it up in the 4th inning. Strike calling us 1-1 to Detweiler. Detweiler's 4th home run of the year. That tied Austin Dallenberg for the team lead. driving his 8th run of the year. The pitch, another breaking pitch, a beauty at the knees, and it's 1-2. The pitch, got him swinging. Took something off of it. Detweiler goes down. 6th Cougar to strike out. One away for the designated hitter, Ryan Allen. He's 0 for 2. Grounded out to first and fly to right. Fenton into the wind, delivers a fastball high, ball 1. Breaking pitch, a beauty. 1-1. Fenton has started to figure into the bullpen plans of the Dragons more over the last 3 weeks. Great breaking pitch from Fenton over for a strike, and it's 1-2 to Allen. Big old 12-6 curveball. Nice movement to it. 1-2 pitch. Went to it again, called strike 3. And that is a very, very quick 1-2-3, top of the 6th. 2 strikeouts for Cade Fenton. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Dragons 2 and the Cougars 1. Big shout out to loyal Blue Dragon fan Chris Vieira listening in on the stream today. Thanks for the comparison to Vin Scully. Steve Carpenter with you. Do you ever go through the past or basketball games? Likely you've seen, Chris. 2-1 Hutch. Bottom of the 6th inning. 6, 7, and 8 due up here. Baxley, Bolin, and Moritz. Bax is now hit in 5 straight. 7 out of 17 during that stretch. 1 for 2 today, a 4th inning single after lining out to deep center field his first time. Takes a shot to right field. I'll get that information out just after this pitch. The 0-1. Up the middle, and that's going to skitter into center field. It's a 2-hit game for Zach. Leadoff single. The Dragons get their leadoff man aboard for the first time this afternoon. Now Zion Bolin. The information sent down to me from the resident tweet guru, Denny Steckline, is we'd mentioned earlier that Zach was in a dreadful slump, 5 for 33 with 18 strikeouts. And he's now hitting 5 straight. That streak started once they stopped playing Zach's walk-up song. Bolin swings and misses for a strike. He's nothing for 2, flew out to deep right and then struck out. Dragons now have 6 hits. Bolin bunting, takes high for a ball, and it's 1-1. Bolin, tremendous athlete. Decent lead over first by Baxley. Bunted along third, but it catches the lip and makes an immediate left turn foul. That likely would have been a base hit. Now Bolin returns to the plate, down 1-2 in the count. If that is an inch to the right, that's a base hit. Middle infield with double play depth. The third baseman holding Tate even with the bag. Still thinking the butt might be on with 2 strikes. It isn't. Bolin swings and misses a high fastball and strikes out for the second time today. 1 away here in the Dragons' 6th. Second strikeout for Gavin Sochard, the third Redlands pitcher. More action in the pen. Here's Moritz. He's 2 for 2. Strike on the outside corner. Moritz now is hit safely in 8 of 9. This is his 8th multi-hit game of the year. Runner goes, and now they have Baxley caught between first and second. The first baseman, Detweiler, fakes the throw and tags him out, and that immediately takes care of the base runner. Now base is empty, 2 away for Ryan. Oh, 0-1 pitch. Here it is. Taken a little bit high. And it's 1-1. Dragons will double up the hits on Redlands 6-3. Here's the pitch. Late on a fastball, and Moritz down in the count 1-2. And we mentioned Redlands playing much better. They were 7-14 until a 3-game winning streak. They won a lot of tight games. Pitch outside, 2-2. And we mentioned that this Redlands team split with Barton last week, then split with Northwest Oklahoma State. There's a swing and a miss, and the inning is over. So 3 strikeouts in 2 innings for Gavin Sochar. Dragons go scoreless in the 6th. We head to the 7th at Hobart-Detter Field. Dragons 2 and the Cougars 1. Top of the 7th rolls around at Hobart-Detter Field. And before the first pitch is delivered by Cade Fenton, time is stopped. First pitch ran another big curveball, a strike at the belt. Fenton came into the 6th, retired the side in order quickly with 2 strikeouts. 5 straight curveballs. That one misses a little bit, and it's now 1-1. Dawson Linder, season-high 5 innings. He's in line for the win. The pitch. Fastball races upstairs, now 2-1. This one's scheduled for 9. Single game today. Fastball upstairs, 3-1. If there is one bugaboo on this Dragon staff this year, it's inconsistency in throwing strikes just like that after a nasty 6th inning. It is a leadoff walk issued by Cade Fenton. Fenton walks his 8th batter there. He now has 11 strikeouts. So the tying run aboard, and it's Austin Dollenberg, the first baseman, team high 4 home runs, tied with Detweiler now. Pitch over the inner half, a breaking pitch for a strike. Dollenberg is flown out to center, grounded to second, 0 for 2. Neither team with the double play today. Foul tipped at the plate, and it's 0-2. Fenton out of the stretch, comes set. Decent lead over. It's a pitch. Called strike 3 on a curveball. 3rd strikeout for Fenton, the 8th Cougar to go down today. Now a double play ball would get Fenton out of it. Here's Holden Tate, the 3rd baseman. Tate a ground out in the pop-up. 0 for 2. Linder over to first. Low throw, dug out by Zach Baxley. That saved at least 90 feet. Coming into the program as a catcher, Zach has turned himself into one fine first baseman. The pitch, high and tight. And that one gets off the glove of McGuire, back to the screen. A pass ball charge to McGuire. That will be the 8th pass ball to McGuire, the 19th pass ball by Dragon catching this year. And the inconsistency of the defense. Now the tying run in scoring position with 1 out. The 1-0 to Tate. Curveball, strike. Tate couldn't pull the trigger on it. As a staff, Dragon pitchers only allowing a .248 average with runners on. Curveball misses. 2-1. 220 with the bases empty, 248 with base runners on. Fenton's 2-1. Pulled the string on a curve and swung through a miss by Tate. Now it's 2-2. First of 5 games in 3 days, always weather permitting. Fenton's 2-2. Wouldn't chase a high curveball. Dragons couldn't get the call. Now the count is full, 3-2 to Holden Tate. That one got a rise out of what crowd that is here. Again, nobody on the party deck. Fenton needs to make a pitch right here. 3-2. Ground ball left side, and Brian Moritz can't field it. Gets into left field. We scored a hit simply because the ball wasn't touched. It should have been fielded. So now runners at the corners 1 away, excuse me. And Sam Matchis, the 8-hole hitter and catcher, steps in. Now the Dragons could use a double play ball. Breaking pitch, a beauty. Zach Furniture throwing in the Dragon bullpen. Curveball, a beauty, outer half, 0-2. With runners on, now you don't nibble, you go after them. It's a mentality that Scott Reller and Ryan Schmidt wants these kids to get into. The 0-2. Got him swinging. The runner at the plate will be out. First base occupied. A big strikeout for Fenton. And we are going to have a pinch hitter for the 9-hole hitter. It will be Casey Yeager out of Chandler, Oklahoma, a freshman. Yeager, this will be his 17th at bat of the year, hitting .313, 5 for 16. 1 double, 1 RBI. He has walked 4 times, struck out 8. The pitch. Backhanded stop on a curve ball by McGuire, and it's ball 1 to Yeager. So Yeager pinch hitting for left fielder Zach Green here, tying run at third base. Great breaking pitch from Fenton. It's a strike, and it's 1-1. Again, Furniture throwing back of Fenton in the Dragon pen. Dragons clinging to a 1-run lead. 1-1 pitch. Another curveball swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. You get the feeling you're going to see the exact same pitch coming up. If you're a Dragon fan, you want the exact same result. Here it is. Runner goes from first. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. McGuire tags out the pinch runner, and the Dragons are out of the inning. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Fenton. He's got 5 through 2 innings, and Redlands comes up empty in the 7th. No runs, a hit, and 2 left. Stretch time at Hobart-Detter Field. It's Hutchinson 2 and Redlands 1. Mason Lowe will lead off the 7th, 9-1-2. We missed a pitcher coming in before the 6th inning, and it's Austin McSwain. My apologies. McSwain, the 4th pitcher. Pitch fouled off by Lowe, who's 0 for 2. The pitch. Line foul just outside of third. That didn't miss extra bases by much. So Austin McSwain out of Cartier, Oklahoma, on for his 2nd inning. My apologies for not getting him. McSwain on for the 3rd time, just throwing 2 in the 3rd inning so far, 3.86 ERA. Ground ball right side, big hop for the 2nd baseman, McQuain, and he throws out Lowe, who's 0 for 3. Top of the order. And the way the game's going, this might be Will Reitz's last chance to extend his 11-game hit streak. 0 for 3. He's been aggressive early. First pitch swung on 2 of the 3 pitches. 2 pop-ups, 1 in fair territory, 1 in foul territory, and a ground out to short. Strike at the knees from McSwain for strike 1. Reeds over the last 10, hitting .343. Pops this one foul out of play to the right. Count now 0-2 on the Dragon right fielder. Reeds out of Omaha, Nebraska. 0-2. High chop to the third baseman, fielded by Tate. He'll fire it across. And Reeds now 0 for 4, as his 11-game hitting streak is now in jeopardy. One away for Logan Sartori. Logan looking for his first hit, but he's been on base twice. He reached on an error and was hit with a pitch. 0 for 2. Pitch outside. Dragons' first run coming on a 2-out RBI single by Max McGuire. That plated Zane Schmidt. Joshua Detweiler hit a home run in the top of the fourth to tie it at 1. Good pitch from McSwain for a strike, and it's 1-1 to Sartori. Dragons took this current 2-1 lead on a 2-out RBI single by Ryan Moritz. That coming in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch bounces in. Dragons with only 6 hits today. The pitch. Line down the right field line, but it's going to go foul right at the base of the fence. Kicks back into fair territory. We'll take a moment to collect it and reset. And that wind blowing out of the northeast today picked up a little velocity. It's knocked down a couple of potential home run balls. One off the bat is Zane Schmidt. High fastball, foul back, and Sartori stays alive at 2-2. Ryan Allen hit one that we thought was going to leave the park, but Reeds caught it just inside the warning track in right field. And then Zane Schmidt hit a mile-high drive to right field that stayed in the park because of that wind. The pitch. That one's hit well down the left field line, but it's going to hook. Foul. Had home run distance. Taking a shot at AD Josh Gooch out there. Josh still not back into full fielding form after the knee replacement. 2-2 to Sartori. The pitch. Misses high, full count. The new locker room very close to full completion. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, just missed. So Sartori on base for the third time. Twice by walk, once hit with once with a walk, once hit by pitch, and once on an error. Now see if the Dragons can get some insurance. Dragons have yet to steal today with the exception of Ryan Moritz. Sartori has been in steal situations, and the batters behind him really haven't allowed him to steal. 20 stolen bases for the season by Sartori, not going on the first pitch, and is taken outside for ball 1. Sartori's only stolen 1 base in his last 8 games. Not going here, and it's 2-0 to Schmidt. Logan's had 1 3-steal game. Not going, 3-0. So now Schmidt likely taking. Runner goes on 3-0, and it's outside ball 4. So Schmidt walks for the second straight at bat. He remains 1 for 2. Big insurance run at second base in Sartori, and that will bring Kyle Kaler, the 6th-year head coach of the Cougars, out. There is action in the pen. Chase Lorg worked 2. Palmer Stevens worked 2. Gavin Socher worked 1. Austin McSwain has worked 1 2/3. So now it's up to Dylan Nedved, the future Iowa Hawkeye. Nedved, 0 for 2 with a walk, took a called third in the 5th inning. Runners at first and second. Sartori at second. Schmidt at first. Ground ball left side. Past the diving third baseman in the shallow left. Rounding third is Sartori. He will score, and it's 3-1 Hutchinson. Another 2-out RBI for the Blue Dragons, this time coming from Dylan Nedved, his 30th of the year, and the Dragons get that big insurance run, now leading 3-1. The Schmidt stopped at second. Sartori scored from second. And now McGuire can really break it open. That's 3 2-out RBIs today for Hutch. Now 86 for the year. Schmidt at second, Nedved at first. McSwain's pitch to McGuire. High and tight, ball 1. Zach Furniture still loosening in the Dragon pen. Talon Phillips in the Redlands pen. The pitch. Good swing by McGuire. Foul back just below me, and it's 1-1. That hit by Nedved, the Dragons' 7th of the game. He's not being held at first. The pitch. 50-50 pitch goes the way of the Cougars. A strike on the outer half, and it's 1-2 to McGuire. Dragons seemingly been battled from behind the count most of the day. Redlands pitchers have been throwing strikes. The pitch. Tries to ramp up on a fastball and misses outside at the knees. 2-2 to McGuire. McSwain comes set. Checks the runner at second, now delivers. Pulled foul by McGuire, and that's skipped up on the Dragon dugout. All hands are okay down there. Remains 2-2. First 2-run lead of the day for Dragons. That's line to left field for a hit. Schmidt will be waved, and the throw will come to third, and it's 4-1 Hutchinson. 2 RBI game for Max McGuire. 8th hit of the game. He is now 2 for 4, and the Dragons lead at 4-1. And we are going to have a pitching change. New Cougar pitcher coming on. We'll tell you about him after this break. New score, Dragons 4 and the Cougars 1. Talon Phillips becomes the 5th Redlands pitcher of the afternoon for head coach Kyle Kaler. Phillips, a 6'4", 197-pound sophomore out of Shawnee, Oklahoma. Phillips on for the 7th-time All-in-Reef, a 1-0 record and a 3.60 earned run average. Phillips has worked 10 innings thus far, 11 hits, 11 runs. Only 4 of those has been earned. He has struck out 9 and walked 9 and allowed 1 home run. He takes over for Austin McSwain, who was trying to extend into a second full inning of scoreless work, but the Dragons have scored 2 two-out RBIs on singles by Dylan Nedved and Max McGuire. Now Zach Baxley, who's 2 for 3 with a pair of singles, steps in. The wind and the pitch. Low ball 1. Dylan Nedved at second. Max McGuire at first. He's not being held. The Dragons now have 8 hits in the game to Redlands 3. A check, and now the pitch. Rounded up the middle, and it's off the shortstop into shallow center. Coming around third is Nedved to score. It'll be a single and an RBI for Baxley. He drives in his 18th of the season. McGuire goes first to third. Nedved scores. It's a 3-run inning. Now Zion Bolin. What this does, if you're looking strictly from a statistical scenario, now Will Reitz gets a for sure at bat in the 8th, assuming he's not pinch hit for. 5-1 Hutch now. Big bender to Bolin for a strike. Zion 0 for 3. Couple of strikeouts. Bolin's never been a big average guy with the Blue Dragons, but he's had some big hits. Takes a shot to right. Now he's down in the count, 0-2. Ryan Moritz on deck. Dragons now with 9 hits to Redlands 3. Love to tack on 1 more. Runner goes. They're going to try the fake double steal. Here comes the ball's dropped, and coming in to score is McGuire. And now Baxley tagged out eventually, and the inning is over. But the run will score. 4 runs in the inning. On 1, 2, 3 hits. There were a couple of walks, and the Dragons leave none on base. We head to the 8th. Our new score, Hutchinson 6 and Redlands 1. Zach Furniture comes on to pitch the eighth. Hutchinson now leading 6-1 after a 4-run seventh. And an error has been added to the play that allowed McGuire to score on the double steal attempt. So that run will be unearned, but it still counts. Now Zach Furniture on for the eighth. Takes over for Cade Fenton. 2 strong innings for Cade. Furniture, a 6-foot, 150-pound freshman from Omaha. Last time out, struggled. Faced 2 batters, walked him. That's a ground ball up the middle. Nedved gets to it, scoops it up, throws. Big stretch by Zach Baxley, and leadoff hitter Matt Kennedy is retired. We're out number 1. Now Blake McQuain, Redlands second baseman, over 2 with a walk. Grounded right side, Sartori to his right, fields and throws, and there's 2 away. Two pitches, 2 outs for Furniture. He came in the against Garden City in the game number 2 here. Taking all the way for a strike. That was the 3-1 Hutchinson win. Came in the 8th inning, walked the first 2 batters, and then was lifted. Ryan Summers came in and got an inning-ending double play, and the Dragons got out of it unscathed and ultimately won the game 3-1. Summers picking up his first ever save. Not sure where that pitch missed, but it's called a ball and it's 2-1. So Redlands now with 3 errors in the game. The pitch. Good fastball from Furniture, but it's tapped foul. 2-2 to Detweiler. Detweiler has the only run of the game on a home run in the 4th inning, his 4th of the year. Wind in the pitch. Curveball inside, full count. Ryan Schmidt continues to be perplexed at the lack of consistency by his pitching staff once they get to 2 outs. Called strike 3. Nope, they walked him. Wow, that was another close pitch. Home plate umpire threw the right arm out. I thought he was ringing him up. So Detweiler walks, a 2-out walk. And now the designated hitter, Ryan Allen. Allen 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Take a called third to end the 6th. The pitch. There's a strike from Furniture. And it's just been a problem that has kind of hung over this program for the last 4 years or so. Pitchers working hard to get the first 2 outs and then all of a sudden struggling to get that final out of an inning. Case in point here, 2 easy outs and then a walk, although a couple of close pitches didn't go Furniture's way. So ultimately, he should maybe be sitting back in the dugout, but he's not. Now you have to get past it. The 0-1. That one's lined down the right field line, but it'll hook foul just over the fence into the Redlands bullpen. Furniture, a fantastic move. He has 2 of the 3 pitching pickoffs this year. The pitch. A little bit wide, 1-2. Good pitch on 0-2, though. Furniture is also not allowed a base stealer against him. The pitch. Breaking pitch pulled foul outside of first. Blue tops for the Dragons are sharp-looking blue tops. It's the first year for this particular script blue or script Hutch up front. That is a sharp-looking uniform with the white pants. 1-2 delivery. Ryan checks his swing on a pitch, low one in, and it's 2-2. Now, if you're Zach, this is the pitch you want to make it happen. Not 3-2 when the runner gets a head start. Make it happen on 2-2. Pitch on your terms. He comes set. Now the 2-2 is pulled foul. Good pitch. Equally good effort by Allen to stay alive. 6-1, top of the eighth. 4-run, seventh inning. All 6 Hutchinson runs coming with 2 outs today. Sun's trying to cut through that overcast. It's been as light as it's been all day here. Runner goes, 2-2 pitch. Is taken low, the throw down. He's safe, just barely in there. With a stolen base is Allen. Dylan Nedved applied the tag just a bit late. So Detweiler gets a stolen base. But now at 3-2, 2 out, he takes his ability to get a head start away. He'll just get the regular 2-out lead. And then secondary furniture comes set now, delivers the payoff. Where is it? A little bit low for a ball. It's back-to-back walks after 2 were out here in the 8th. Zach looking a little perplexed out on the bump. Dragon staff has that equally same look. Now right fielder Casey Cooper. Cooper walked his last time, 1 for 2. He singled in the 4th, struck out in the 2nd. Furniture's pitch, a curveball, good stop by Max McGuire. He was out of his stance early to knock that down and kept it in front of him. And what did they call? Some sort of illegal equipment has been called by, and they're allowing 2 bases on this, and a run's going to come in and score. This is going to, that's a new one. They both are going to be called around to score. So now, what? That seems a bit extreme for something that should just be given a base, but 2 runs are allowed to score. That changes everything. Now the question is, if this was illegal, why wasn't this caught earlier in the game by our base umpire?
He said he used the mask to corral the ball.
Okay, so Denny's got the window open down on the other side. He's getting a little taste of the conversation. According to what Denny said, that Max McGuire used the mask to corral the ball. But again, giving 1 base runner 2 bases and another one 3 on something like that seems more than a bit extreme. And I'm not exactly sure how to put that in the computer other than the fact that everybody just advances. That is a new one, and I've been around baseball for close to 50 years. The equipment is not illegal. It's the use of the equipment that is actually illegal. So Detweiler and Allen are going to be allowed to score on one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. That one has been pulled from deep down in the rule book. Ryan Schmidt still discussing it with Ryan Stork, our base umpire. So now it's bases empty, 2 away with 2 runs across. So if you follow that line of thinking, in the movie A League of Their Own, Madonna should have been, either ejected or home run given when she caught the ball with her hat. Okay, so we have a discrepancy. According to the rule of what's being read up here, That only applies on a batted ball.
Touching a fair batted ball with equipment is a three-base award. It's only if it's batted, not pitching the dirt.
So Ryan Schmidt's going to come out and talk to the home plate umpire. The rule, as it has been quickly dug up, it only applies to be given 3 bases on the. It happens to be a batted ball if the catcher touches it with his equipment like that to corral it. Then 3 bases are given. That was not a batted ball. That was a pitch in the dirt blocked by McGuire. He took the mask off and pulled it back to him. And then base umpire Ryan Stork made the call. And now we're going to have further conversation, and perhaps Ryan Schmidt has made his point with the help of people up here in the press box, who shall be nameless. Zach Furniture's taking a few arms. This is bizarre. This is a rare one back in the books. And now both umpires walking toward the Dragon dugout, and Ryan Schmidt is coming out again. So as we have looked it up here in the press box, the initial call goes back. They were given 3 base, the Redlands team was given a 3-base penalty, or allowed 2 runs to score. When a pitch in the dirt was stopped by Max McGuire, he reached back with his mask to get it. As we read the rule, that only applies on a batted ball, and now further conversation is going to be taking place as both umpires are going to head out to their. The game is being played under protest. Ryan Schmidt is now playing this game under protest. And yes. So Ryan Schmidt's playing this game under protest. We're going to get stuff, try to locked up here and figure out what's going on. We're going to take a 1-minute break for Blue Dragon Baseball on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. Yeah, you have. Confusion still reigning clear at Hobart-Detter Field. We play the top of the 8th inning. The score is either 6-1 or 6-3, pending a ruling by our umpires, who are now out in the left field shed looking at the rule book. Ryan Schmidt has officially put this game under protest. And meanwhile, Zach Furniture is just standing out on the mound, not doing a whole lot. You've got 4 Dragon defenders out in shallow left, 3 more in shallow right. To kind of go back and refresh your memory, because this is about 10 minutes ago now, there was a pitch in the dirt to the right fielder, Casey Cooper. It was blocked by Max McGuire, who took his mask off and reached back and drug the ball to him. The field umpire, Ryan Stork, immediately called a 3-base penalty, allowing 2 runs to score. That would have been Detweiler and Allen. The rule as we read it up here, states that in order to administer that penalty, that has to be on a batted ball. To play the ball play the ball illegally with equipment on a hit ball, that's a penalty. What Max did, that was not a batted ball. So right now, the umpires are out in the left field shed trying to get confirmation on whether this ruling will stand. Now, here's the issue. If the ruling stands, Ryan Schmidt has played this game under protest. This game can now be taken. Unfortunately, we are streaming, so Brandon Sams may wind up being a significant player in this yet. My video guru. The game is under protest. Everything will be sent to the national office should, and I have to say should, Redlands come back to win this game. If Redlands comes back and wins and this game is under protest, all this information that we are gathering will be shipped off to the NJCA national office, and they will rule upon it. If the Dragons would win that appeal, we would all come right back to Hobart-Detter Field and pick it up right where we left off on that play and close this game out. So the state of a lot of bus travel for Redlands right now stands out in that left field umpire's room. And quite honestly, I've never seen that call made in almost 50 years of baseball. I thought I've seen every call made. But being played with illegal equipment, and I say this partially joking, but Madonna should have been thrown out of the game, or the batter should have been given a home run in the league of their own when she caught the ball out, with her hat.
The rule was stated after she did that.
So no sign of our umpires yet, so we are still in a holding pattern. If they reverse it, Allen will go back to first, or Allen will go back to second, Cooper will go back to first, and it's still a 1-0 count on Cooper. Or Detweiler will go back to second, Cooper will go back to first. But even though the game, now everybody's kind of getting antsy. You've got a group of Redlands players autographing a baseball down here to my lower right. And information is now being sent across to the Dragon bench via that baseball. So at least the players have a good humor about it. This game was cruising, and somebody must have mentioned down there how fast the game was going, because now we are about 20 minutes into this delay. As we read it up here, there shouldn't be a penalty issued to what happened on Max McGuire. And the fact that it was a 3-base penalty, I mean, wow. You get 2 on an overthrow, that's one thing. But a 3-base penalty allowing 2 runners to score on a ball being played with illegal equipment. Again, let's preface it's not Max's equipment that is illegal. It's the facts. It's the fact, according to the umpires at this point, that the game or the ball was played with a mask. You're allowed to pick it up barehanded. You're allowed to play it with your glove, but you're not, as a catcher, allowed to play it with a mask if it's a hit ball. That was not a hit ball. So hopefully I've got everything explained to you as much as I can. And Denny Stackline pulled up the rule book fairly quickly, but the runners just kept coming around the base, and it's just a crazy thing. We're going to take another break. Well, we might have a resolution momentarily. Our umpires have retreated from the confines of their left field dugout or locker room. And it will be interesting to see. According to what Ryan Schmidt was telling me during the last break, they said it was a detached deal. So, but anyway, we're about to get a ruling.
I've got to set a new card. That one ran out.
Okay.
Give me just a second.
And here we go. Ryan Stork now explaining it to Ryan Schmidt and okay. Call being explained, and I don't think it's going to go Hutchinson's way because Ryan Schmidt is a bit animated out there with his right hand. I mean, he's trying to demonstrate a point. But this one's from deep in the rule book. And mind you, this whole thing is being played under protest. That is no. The word detached becomes in a part of the conversation now. Again, I was talking with Ryan Schmidt during the last break. He said that the equipment was detached from Max McGuire. And I think we're going to leave it, so it's going to be 6-3. And or wait a minute. Let's see here. They're sending. Everybody's getting one base. So now I may be called upon here to tell them who that was. So everybody's getting one base on a penalty. That sounds more likely. No runs score, so it's 6-1. Detweiler will go to third. Allen will go to second. Or wait a minute. So I guess they gave two bases. So one run's going to score. Or are they? Okay, here they come. Yeah, okay. So one base on the penalty of using illegal equipment, which I still don't think is the right call. But so everybody gets one base. Runners at second and third now. No runs are scored, so it's 6-1 again. So it's officially 6-1. Detweiler at third, Allen at second, 1-0 count on Casey Cooper, the right fielder. The pitch in the dirt. Make sure Max doesn't take the mask off and play with his mask. Now 2-0. Sorry to be a little facetious. That was about a 25-minute delay on a call that should have taken about 3 seconds to enforce. That one's line right to Logan Sartori, and the inning is over. So Zach Furniture takes care of the break. Cooper lines out to Sartori. No runs, no hits, 2 left on. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Hutchinson 6 and Redlands 1. Well, that call's going to be debated for quite some time. And again, it goes back to the old adage. No. No, this is still Talon Phillips in. Denny Stackline was asking me if it was a new pitcher or not. Phillips entered the game in the 7th with 2 out after Hutchinson got a 4-run inning. So now Bolin to lead off the 8th. It's the lower 3rd. First pitch to Zion is taken for a strike. We had mentioned when Zion was at the plate last time, but the Dragons ran a attempted double steal and scored a run. That left Bolin at the plate. Ground ball, high chopper fielded by the third baseman, Holden Tate. He pours it across in time. And there's one away here in the 8th. Now Will Reitz may not get that opportunity to extend his hitting streak. If Bolin would have naturally gotten out, it would have been 8, 9, and 1 in the inning. But now it's going to take a Dragon base runner to give Will Reitz a chance to extend his 11-game hitting streak. Here's Moritz, 2 for 3. High for a ball. Moritz an RBI single in the 4th. That gave the Dragons a 2-1 lead at that point. A couple of singles and a strikeout. The pitch, way outside for a ball. Ouch. 2-0 pitch. Cut and a miss by Mo, and it's 2-1. Six runs, 9 hits, no errors, 6 left on for the Dragons. 1 run, 4 hits, 3 errors, 7 left on for Redlands. The pitch. Slice foul out of play. Talon Phillips comes set and delivers. Breaking pitch was fought off into the Dragon pen. Ethan Peterson loosening up in the pen, had to duck out of the way. Some of the Schmidt kids have gotten out of school and they're in the bullpen. 2-2 to Mo. Lays toward the gap, left center field. Nobody's going to get to this one. It's going to split the gap and roll to the warning track. Moritz at second, thinks about it. He's going to try for 3. Here comes the throw. It's a stand-up triple for Ryan Moritz. 3-hit game for Mo. That's a career-high tying 3rd hit. Mo with his first triple, so Will Reitz will get the chance. That's the 12th triple of the year for the Blue Dragons. And now it's Mason Lowe looking for his first hit. 2 for the season in limited action for Mason. Infield in for the Cougars. We'll give Mason a better chance to drive one through the infield. 10 hits for Hutch. The pitch. Fly ball down the left field line. It's going to hook foul, though. Just barely climbs over the left field fencing. Nothing in 2 to Low. So Will Reitz on deck. He will get a chance to extend that hitting streak. Infield in at all 4 positions for Redlands. Phillips pitch. Outside a ball, 1-2. Mason's had 3 pretty good at bats, but really nothing to show for it yet. Back with you tomorrow, 2:45. 1-2 pitch. Curveball, called strike 3. On the inner half. Phillips strikes out Mason Lowe. Now Will Reitz with his, hopefully his final chance. to extend his hitting streak to 12. 0 for 4. Grounded out to second his last time up. Strike inside quarter from Phillips. All 6 of Hutchinson's runs have come with 2 outs, so that bodes in Reetz's favor. 0-1. Swung on and missed, nothing in 2. Moritz away from third. The 0-2 to Reetz. Called strike 3, and the inning is over. So the Blue Dragons right fielder probably sees his 11-game hit streak come to an end. We go to the 9th. Dragons 6 and Redlands 1. Ethan Peterson in to try to close it out for the Dragons. 5'10", 175-pound freshman from Omaha. Peterson on for the first time since March 1st. The numbers on Ethan. 3 appearances, no record, and a 10.8 ERA. Ethan's just worked 3 1/3 innings. 3 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. And opponents hitting .231 against. 6, 7, and 8 due up in the Redlands 9th. Cougars need 5 to keep it alive. Dragons 3 outs away from their 20th win of the year. So EP in the pitch. He will face the first baseman, Austin Dallenberg. Took a called third his last time up. He's 0 for 3. Fly out to center, ground out to second, and a strikeout. Dragons about hit Redlands 10-3 in this one. Breaking pitch, a beauty. Strike called outside corner. Dawson Linder can win it. He worked the first 5, allowed just 1 earned run and 3 hits. Inside corner for a strike, nothing in 2. Redlands has 4 hits on the afternoon. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Peterson strikes out Dallenberg on 3 pitches, 1 away here in the 9th. Here's Holden Tate. He's got the only hit for Redlands since the 5th. That pitch in the dirt. Tate 1 for 3, a 7th inning single. So we had a nice quick pace game. Come to a screeching halt over a 90-foot penalty. 2-0. See if we can pick up any scores here real quick. The wind of the pitch. Swung on and missed. Peterson challenged Tate and won the battle. Is 2-1. Working out of the stretch. Peterson's 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, 2-2. Iowa Western just slapped Cloud County 20-2 this afternoon. High pop foul out of play to the right. That game being played in Council Bluffs. Iowa Western had a 6-run first, followed that up with a 6-run third. Out hit Cloud County 18-4, and the T-Birds committed 5 errors. 2-2. Curveball grounded right to third. Ryan Moritz has it. 2 steps, fires, throw, pulls him off. Did Baxley hold the bag? Yes, he did. 2 away. Now the catcher, Sam Matches. Last chance for the Cougars. 1 for 3, a 5th inning single for Matches. He struck out his last time up in the 7th. Looking for some other scores. Pitch taken for a ball. Baseball, or Butler baseball, falls to Neosho County 4-3 in 11 innings. That game at McDonald Stadium in El Dorado. Matches swings on a high fastball and misses, and it's 1-1. So Butler falls to 19-12. That's not a league loss. There are no league games being played today. Strike called, and now the Cougars are down to their final strike. Top of the 6th up in Lindsborg. Barton leads the Bethany JV only 4-2. Pitch called, strike 3 right down the chute, and that's the ball game. Strong 9th inning for Ethan Peterson. 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts. The Dragons win it 6-1 over the Redlands Cougars. We will take a break and wrap it up right after this. Welcome back to Hobart-Detter Field, everybody. Steve Carpenter with you after a 6-1 Hutchinson win over the Redlands Cougars in this midweek tilt. Blue Dragons getting single runs in the 1st and 4th, and finally broke it up with 4, or broke it open with 4 in the 7th. All 6 runs coming with 2 outs. The final totals for this one for the victorious Blue Dragons, now a season high 7 games over 500 at 20-13. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors, 7 left on. For the Cougars, 1 run, 4 hits, 3 errors, 7 left on. The winning pitcher, Dawson Linder, 5 strong innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run. He improves to 2-0. Chase Lorg falls to 0-4, taking the loss for Redlands. Actually, that's incorrect. That would be Palmer Stevens taking the loss for Redlands. And Stevens falls to 1-4. So Palmer Stevens, the losing pitcher. Time of ball game, 2 hours and 45 minutes. So the Dragons got a single run with a 2-out RBI single by Max McGuire in the first. Center fielder Joshua Detweiler hit his 4th home run of the season with 1 out in the 4th. That tied the game, but the Dragons instantly came back. Ryan Moritz singled up the middle with 2 outs to score Zach Baxley. That made it 2-1. That stayed all the way into the 7th when the Dragons were able to convert a pair of 2-out walks and RBI singles by Nedved, McGuire, and Baxley. And then McGuire scored the 4th run on an error by the second baseman. That made it 6-1. For a moment, we thought that Redlands had scored a couple of runs in the 8th as a pitch in the dirt was blocked by Max McGuire. He played the ball with his mask, and then Ryan Stork gave 3-base error, which forced 2 runs in. That prompted about a 25-minute stoppage of play as Ryan Schmidt put the game under protest. Denny. He's 2-0. That put the game under protest, but when the umpires finally returned from the left field locker room, only 1 base was given to each runner, and Zach Furniture was able to get out of the inning. Dawson Linder goes 5 innings, a season high, to pick up his 2nd win of the year. 3 hits, 1 earned run, a home run. Struck out a season high tying 5, walked 2. Cade Fenton, 2 scoreless innings, allowed a hit with 5 strikeouts and 1 walk. Zach Furniture, a scoreless 8th with 2 walks on very close pitches. And then Ethan Peterson struck out 2 in the scoreless 9th. The Dragons get the victory. Offensively for Hutchinson, they were led by McGuire, who went 2 for 4 with a couple of RBI singles. He also scored 1. Zach Baxley went 3 for 4. The only extra base hit was Ryan Moritz's first triple of the year. And unfortunately for Will Reitz going 0 for 5, he sees his 11-game hitting streak snapped. Dragons back at it tomorrow as this 5-game and 3-day stretch continues with the Sterling College JV. We'll be on the air at 2:45. A pair of 7-inning games tomorrow, followed by a pair of 7-inning games on Thursday. And then the Dragons have a rare weekend off. And I'm sure they'll be watching baseball somewhere while practicing. My thanks to Denny Steckline down the way for assisting us with some information, especially during that long stoppage. And also my video guru, Brandon Sams, who no longer has to run in the video to the national office in case this game would have gone to protest. I'm Steve Carpenter. We'll talk to you again tomorrow afternoon, again at 2:45. Final score, Hutchinson 6, Redlands 1. Until tomorrow, so long, everybody.